All right, let's talk about this 49ers offense that has been fun so far. Had a very good game against the Panthers, who, their defense is not a horrible defense by any means. Yes, their offense sucks, but, putting up this many points on the defense is still impressive. Let's talk about how they were able to do it. And first, we're going to talk about a running play. You're going to have multiple players pull from the offense's right to the left. Kyle Shanahan loves to pull blockers as much as possible. Big fan of this stuff. But, okay, so if this is the blocking concept and everyone makes their blocks, who's the next closest unblocked man? It would be J.C. Horn right there. And I think this is kind of what makes the Shanahan scheme so difficult to deal with, I think, and also, why it seems like Kyle Shanahan really goes after running backs who are, explosive and guys who can get to a top level very quickly, who have high acceleration. That seems to be something that he really values. Because of something like this, watch J.C. Horn. Watch how he moves in a little bit, and just that little step right away is all that Jeff Wilson is going to need on this play, which is, again, kind of the bind that the Shanahan scheme will put you in, as you don't know exactly where the running lane is going to be. You don't know exactly where it is, and when you have a fast running back, they can get by you so quickly to where at this point, I don't really think this is a bad play by J.C. Horn necessarily. This is just kind of the situation that San Francisco can put you in. Wilson runs by Horn, and he's able to, get by the safety to some degree. Eventually gets brought down, but not after picking up a huge gain on that one. And again, they can do this stuff consistently. So a lot of teams will run to set up the pass or run seemingly just so that they can say they ran the ball. The San Francisco 49ers run to get explosives. This is how they get explosive plays a lot of times, is through these types of plays. Or something like this, which I thought was another clever concept. It's funny the way that it seems to go in cycles with Kyle Shanahan. It feels like, they'll go through a rough spot. People will bring up his win-loss record and say, oh, this guy's overrated. What are we doing with this guy? And then he'll go out and he'll have some incredible schemed up games and make you remember why he is so great. This play is another kind of just a clever play where you're just going to have a halfback screen, but with the way that it's set up, everyone can be blocked at the second level. Watch how when Garoppolo takes the snap, he is going to hit his halfback, and you look right here, really, those three guys are accounted for. So there's a clear running lane to get into the end zone, but this is where, talent comes into play. Because, of course, we want to talk about scheme and all of that stuff, but football is still a talent-based game. It's still, players are the ones that matter the most, and there is a bit of a predicament that San Francisco is in right here. It's actually Tevin Coleman, the halfback on this play. That's who is going to be taking the ball. And so, okay, you have three blockers, but what about what's going on around that? Those two Carolina players can absolutely come in and try to make a tackle. So you're going to have to get through quickly. That's what you're going to have to do. Good scheme. I like the play call. Really good play call right at the perfect time here. But now Tevin Coleman has to finish this play off. And as you see, that's going to be exactly what he does. He rushes forward. He picks up that touchdown. So very good touchdown play by Tevin Coleman, but also a very good scheme on top of it. So, and again, well-timed play call more than anything. That's what gets it done. We also saw this play, which I thought was very fun. It's going to be a cover zero that the Panthers are running right here, which, kind of makes some sense, right? Hey, going to be difficult to run the ball against this type of situation, so you have that going for you. You're also in a situation where, the 49ers love to kind of scheme stuff open, get a little creative with this stuff. You're kind of just saying, hey, let's play man-on-man across the board, and let's set everyone else at the quarterback. Let's not let you try to be creative. Let's force you to have to get rid of the football quickly, pick your best spot. You see that there is a go route on the outside, which is a pretty good route to throw to against this type of coverage, right? Because, listen, if the quarterback falls down or something, it can be a touchdown, but regardless of that, it's just a one-on-one matchup deep down the field. This makes sense. Where the complication arises is who is actually running this route. It's once again Tevin Coleman. So did not expect to be talking so much about Tevin Coleman in 2022, but here we are. So is this a route that Garoppolo was going to look towards? Well, yes. Look at how when Garoppolo takes the snap, he does look in that direction, and there's pressure right in his face. Is this going to get open? Who knows? But it's a 3rd down and 4, It's better than taking a sack. Might as well take a chance, which I agree with in this situation because it is still a somewhat favorable matchup. It's a one-on-one matchup. Garoppolo makes this throw, and look at this catch by Tevin Coleman. So, okay, did not expect Tevin Coleman to be an elite receiving halfback through 5 weeks here in 2022. But hey, he's making plays, and if he can make plays, he can make plays, but also getting put in position to succeed, right? That's the kind of the main takeaway is whether it's Tevin Coleman really is great or not, he's getting put in a position to succeed, and that's what Shanahan does for his running backs especially, but really his players in general. And there's also just simple stuff like this, where it's going to be a cover 2 zone, and you just have Brandon Ayuk running to a route that should get into a gap in coverage, which is, this is very basic, fundamental football, but it can also be successful this way. Watch how when this play begins, you see how Ayuk is about to get open right here, and Garoppolo notices this. And again, Garoppolo gets that game manager title thrown around at him almost as an insult, but there's definite value in having a game manager quarterback, and I think you're going to see it right here. Garoppolo does hit Ayuk, and Ayuk is able to do some good stuff after the catch and pick up a decent amount of yards there. So again, good stuff by everyone involved. Good play call, right? Again, you do have to give credit to the play call. It's finding the soft spot in the defense and attacking it. That's what you want to do if you're a head coach. But it was also just a good, good well-ran route and good throw by Garoppolo. So, making it look easy. And then finally, there was stuff like this, where it's going to be a zone coverage play, but with only a 3-man rush. So you have an extra player dropping back into coverage, which should mean it's difficult to throw the ball down the field, right? The coverage should be a lot easier in this situation. Look at how when this play begins, Garoppolo takes a snap, he looks down the field, but none of those 4 guys are really getting open right here. So what do? Well, you look at that guy, right? Juwan Jennings, you have 5 eligible receivers for a reason, throw the check down, pick up some yards, that's what you want to have happen. Look, that's what Garoppolo does, and hey, you gain some yards, right? This is better than a disaster, this is better than a sack, better than an incomplete pass. Gaining some yards on a first down and 10 is always something that you still want to do, but there's more value than just gaining yards on this play. There's also the factor of, well, what if someone breaks a tackle? There's always a benefit that can happen with just getting the ball into a talented player's hands. You have Shaq Thompson for the Panthers, who's a good linebacker for them, but I don't really know why he's kind of just like going for a big hit, it looks like, as opposed to just wrapping up. And because of that, you're going to see Jennings does not get tackled, does a good job of staying on his feet, and then he picks up a ton more yards after the catch. So, that's, again, the value of just running the offense, of just doing the simple things, is now you can get yards after the catch sometimes. Better things are going to happen if you have that kind of mindset. So, as a whole, it's really hard to not be, it's hard to, what am I trying to say? It's hard to not be impressed with this team. Is that right? I don't know. A lot of negatives there, sorry. But what I'm trying to say is, I am very impressed with this 49ers offense. I think that they're looking way stronger, and if their offense can get going with how good we know their defense is, this team, while they had a kind of a slow start, definitely looks like they could be lethal. And in an NFC where there's no clear favorite, Dallas and Philadelphia look good. I still think that Green Bay and Tampa Bay will start to get their groove going. Kind of feel like San Francisco is definitely in that mix, but that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this? Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.